Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pokemon Master Class podcast episode. I don't know. What episode are we on?
21?
20
Question mark?
21, 20 something question mark. We're going to talk about Pokemon cards today. That's going to be the main focus of the main topic. We're going to talk about if you are interested in playing the Pokemon TCG online. We're going to talk to you about how you get started with that, with the path that we took, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you been? We're just got a little bit of different work schedule shift.
Yes.
You know, a couple different days shifted around and which one's my day off and stuff. But other than that, same old, same old.
Yeah.
So now we might shift around some scheduling stuff for the channel. Just, because obviously now you have a new work schedule. I have a new work schedule. You have a brand new job. So that's, completely new work schedule. Everything's shifted around. It's super early in the morning. So we might be shifting around like just certain timing or scheduling things, different days of the week for the channel. But other than that, should be back on track here in the next week or two. But yeah, beginning or second week of March, we should be back on the normal routine. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, we've had scheduling changes with work, and I have had a sickness bouncing around my home.
Yeah.
So it's literally like 2 or 3 times in the last 2 weeks alone. We have big plans to record all this stuff. Sorry, bro, can't do it. Yeah. So
but we do have stuff in the background. We're going to be talking about that in the news. But other than that, yeah, I've just been working. So now one of my new days off is on the same day as the Miss Hales. And so now we got a family day. So now obviously we're going to have Saturdays, which is also, the day you have off. So be able to get the bro day in, get the family in, get all that stuff in on some Saturdays now, so it'll be pretty nice.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna have some fun this summer, man. It's all lining up. It's all lining up.
Oh, that's the news. So this summer, my girlfriend's parents are, been separated for a while, but they're both, separate families now, similar to your folks.
Yeah.
On her dad's side, they just signed the lease or whatever, signed the agreement for a little home in Florida, because that's where her grandma on her dad's side lives.
Ooh.
Condo, big apartment building type thing. But yeah, it's going to be down near Naples, Florida. So pretty exciting. And then on her mom's side, her mom and got a new cabin on the lake and a boat, and so yeah. This summer's gonna be really fun.
What's the lake? Like Lake Michigan?
No. It's because it's over Ann Arbor side of the.
Oh, okay. So some sort of
actually
Midland lake.
Yeah. It's real nice though.
Okay.
I've seen pictures. The boat's nice. The house is beautiful. Everybody's super happy. So, yeah, this summer's going to be great. That's basically the news there.
Let's go. I have some news as well before we talk about Pokemon stuff. We have Pokemon stuff I really want to get to, and this is going to be a shorter episode. However, I got to plug some things, okay? Got to plug some things.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah. So, 2 things. The first thing, I now am the co-host of another podcast. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I'm an avid disc golfer. I am now the co-host on a disc golf podcast. It's called the Understable Podcast. I've done 1 episode with them at the time of this recording. I'm doing another one tonight at 7 o'clock. So if you're watching this at 7 o'clock at night, I'm doing another podcast. We have interviewed lots of legendary pro disc golfers like Eric Oakley, Scott Stokely, as well as the likes of Chris Clemens, for anyone who's follows disc golf. And we're interviewing another guy tonight. So check that out. Little plug for that. And what's that?
Who's on tonight?
A local guy from from Ohio. The co-host is Mark Boonstra. He's the guy. He's the brains behind the operation. This has been his project, and he lives in Ohio right now. He lives in Dayton, so it's a very highly rated local Dayton pro. So it's gonna be interesting because I got some really fun questions for him.
Nice.
And then the second thing is I am now sponsored. I'm a sponsored disc golfer by a local shop here in Michigan. And they've been an online retailer for a very long time. Disc Baron. So thanks to Disc Baron, obviously shout out. I'm wearing the team Disc Baron hat. I'm wearing the Disc Baron.
Repping the brick.
Yep, I'm repping. So if you guys want to support me and support Disc Baron, if you ever want to buy any disc golf stuff, you're interested, discbaron.com. Enter the code 71353 for a little discount. All right, you ready to talk about disc golf? Wait, no, I mean Pokemon?
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about Pokemon. Let's rip through some of these things. First things first. We've got bans and non-bans. All right, so Goodra has been suspect tested and finally banned from NU. Justin, what do you think about this one?
It's sad. Like, I thought it was a good spot in NU. I didn't necessarily think she was overpowered, but she definitely was strong, and I liked that she had a good spot. So, like, I'm a little biased because I love Goodra. It doesn't really break my heart to see her go. But yeah, I was having fun with her in NU for sure.
Yeah, I posted a video of me using Choice Specs Goodra. It's a nice, fun piece of the puzzle for your team. I don't think it was really... The coverage is what's absolutely insane. You want to know my hot take? I think Choice Specs Duraludon is better, in my opinion. It's faster, it hits harder, and it's got stab steel. So, like, the thing with Goodra is, yes, you had Specs Sludge Bomb, but even that was a 2-hit KO on physically defensive Sylveon, who is the crux of defenses in NU. So when you've got Stab Flash Cannon from Duraludon, it's better because you can still 2-hit KO, especially defensive. Whereas, like it's like barely 50% on physically defensive Sylveon, the Sludge Bomb, Spec Sludge Bomb. Yep. So, yeah, I am kind of sad to see this Pokemon go. I wish it would have stayed. I thought it had a really wonderful home in NU, but
yeah, I do too. Like I said, it's not necessarily like a hill I'm willing to die for, but I definitely do think that it like if it was up to me, I would have kept it in NU. Yeah, personally,
I agree. There are so many suspect tests and stuff going on right now. But the other big one is Gengar got banned out of BDSP OU.
Yeah.
So you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah. So I guess in my bias, like, again, I did find him strong. I found him oppressive. I definitely found him, we throw on that term OP. Yeah, I would put him in that umbrella. He's definitely S tier. But again, I don't know. Uber, like, is he really that? Like, for me personally, I didn't see him that often. And we were playing in 14s in 2 different accounts out of our 4 that we have.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't see him that often. So, and we weren't in just like low tiers either.
Right.
Like, we weren't in dumpster tiers. We were in like the higher brackets. And we didn't see him that often, and when we did, it wasn't like a back too often. So, what do you think?
I will say one thing about Gengar, that it has over Latios and Manaphy, the other special attackers that were banned. We talk about Blissey all the time, right? this Pokemon with Substitute actually can break down Blissey a little bit because if the Blissey's not running something like Shadow Ball or Thunderbolt, which they Blissey's have started teching Shadow Ball because of Gengar. If it's the substitute, a substitute Thunder Wave. I'm sorry. If the Gengar has substitute, then it completely walls and sets up on the Thunder Wave Seismic Toss, which protect Blissey. So you can get
for free.
You know what I mean? In a 1v1 situation, you can get to +6 on a Blissey, and you can lower its special defense with Stab, Shadow Ball. Or not, you can't. You got to use Focus Blast. A Sludge, you got Sludge Wave, things like that. Sludge Bomb. So it did have that over, like, Latios and Manaphy can't just immediately do that. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So,
and he did hit first body too. So
yeah,
that roll on getting rid of the Shadow Ball, even if you do tech it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's again, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. But again, if I was king for a day, I would have said no. He could stay in OU.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was, you know what I mean? Because when we talk about Pokemon that are truly oppressive, I think of, not like oppressive, but I think of things like Landorus, where it's like, okay, you have to have an answer to Landorus. There were many, many answers to Gengar in BDSP
because he's, the thing is, he's squishy. You're in a priority meta.
Yes.
Immune to extreme speed. But Mach Punch, but there are plenty of Aqua Jets. There are plenty of Ice Shards, not to mention the fact that he lost Levitate in this meta also. So there are plenty of Scarfed Pokemon with EQ that's still a super popular pick, always has been, always will be.
Yep.
Because the popular picks were even when you did, so again, us personally, we play a lot of BDSP, and 2 of our accounts are in 1400 plus on any given day, and those are the ones obviously that we play with on the channel.
Yeah.
And then we have our 2 Smurf accounts just for testing out random ideas in case they don't work, right? And we don't see Gengar that often, but when we do, how often do you see a Scarf Gengar? Ever? How often do you see a Focus Sash Gengar? Ever? Realistically, like 0.00% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
My point being is that you can outspeed them with your Scarf Mons because he's only 110. Even if he's running Timid, and if he's running the Substitute set, obviously not Scarf, and he's running the Spec set, again, obviously not Scarf because he's got the Choice Specs.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to outspeed that Timid with your own Scarfers or aforementioned priority moves. So there are and not to mention Steel is still always a really good type just to have, and he doesn't have any fire moves to throw out.
Yeah. I never, like, when I would build teams, I was never like, hey, I have to have a Gengar answer. You know what I mean? Because those things just came naturally. Like, when I play...
That's exactly the point. You summed it up perfectly. The counters to Gengar just come naturally from having a good, solid, well-rounded team, regardless of your style of building.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like, when you play Gen 8 OU... like, you have to plan for Landorus. Like, you have to have an answer for Landorus. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think Landorus should be Uber. It's just, that's the kind of team planning that I think is different when it comes to Gengar and Landorus.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, moving on.
I feel the way I don't feel like Gengar did. But yeah, we can go.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on just really quick. Necrozma's been from RU. That's a pretty big one. And then
the boy UU. How do you feel? He's a psychic boy.
The weakness policy versions were pretty annoying. I don't know if it warranted being in UU because in my opinion, in RU and UU, there's not a lot of there are bulky Pokemon, but like bulky teams were not as common as like really offensive teams in my experience. So like there's wall breakers. There's a lot of really good wall breakers, and he was not the first one that came to mind for me personally, but it is what it is. I don't play like that much RU, so like I wasn't, not crying over that one,
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And then our last thing before we move into some Unite news is that we have Thunderous T did not get banned from UU. He is going to remain in UU, which I agree with personally.
Yeah. No, I never thought he was overtly powerful. I think he gets held back by his move pool more than anything, personally.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does, but it's a limited. What he does is limited.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's got 145 base special attack, but he never
It never seems like he's just dropping bombs.
Yeah, like why does it not? Like why does Alakazam at 135 feel like he hits harder than Thunderous? You know what I mean? Like
because he's got the super effective coverage.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the answer. Is you've got coverage to hit things when you're hitting for super effective and or stab. Like those two things are huge boons in Pokemon. And like not only is he missing out on stab, he's also missing out on just good coverage. Like he doesn't have Air Slash, doesn't have Hurricane, Air Cutter. Like it's double dipping on the negatives there.
Yeah. Which it's cool. He's got a really cool speed tier at 101, but
he's good. Like I'm not saying he's bad. It's just he's not ban worthy. No. So I'm happy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on again. We've got a couple things in the Unite world to talk about before we start talking about some TCG. So Aegislash is in Pokemon Unite now. What do you think about this edition, man? I love it.
I'm excited. Like he's super cool. He's the first Steel type in the game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh well, Lucario.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't really give Lucario any Steel. Anyways, regardless, so for what it's worth, he's the second Steel type in the game, and I think he's fun. Good all rounder. He actually feels kind of like Lucario in certain ways, like the way he plays with it. If you're ever doing like the extreme speed build, this mobile slashing around. I don't know. He's interesting. He's definitely very unique. But yeah, he's super fun. I don't think he's broken, and I don't think he's like super weak either. I think he came out like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah. We haven't done any stuff with him on the channel yet. We will eventually.
Everything's been crazy this past. We had stuff for the past 2 weeks, but just with stuff going on with the kids' daycare and just the way the world is right now, it's a little tough to do schedule if people are out of commission. You got to take care of kids.
Right.
Nothing about it, like we said at the beginning of the show. So we have been playing Aegislash. We have been playing cards, which we're getting into today. And I guess it'll just be you just got to be patient, and we'll get stuff on the channel.
Yeah. But there's been another release, and we're going to talk about this one. We're going to talk about this one more in depth next week because it warrants a really long discussion.
Yeah, we're going to have. We're definitely our goal for next week is to have at bare minimum 2 Unite videos, one for Aegislash and then one for this new one. You want to announce it because he's in your neck of the woods. He's Ghost Dark type, the second legendary in the game.
Yeah, second legendary.
Hoopa,
dude. Okay, Hoopa. Not the first ghost type in this game. He's like the 5th or 6th ghost type now. I think the last 3 releases have been ghost types now.
Yep, second dark type.
Yeah, because Trevenant.
Yep.
Yeah, Trevenant, Aegislash, and Hoopa.
And
like we had Decidueye too, but Decidueye was we had Dragonite in between.
And Gengar.
And Gengar. Yeah. So there's a lot of ghost types. So this is a supporter. The thing to know about this and why this breaks the game is a move called Hyperspace Hole, where he basically opens a portal in the floor and you can use that portal to return to base, heal yourself, and then return to that portal. You're all in the middle of a fight.
Yep.
And
it's pretty.
And that's not even like the biggest part of it. You can use hyperspace hole on one of your own goal zones.
Yeah, it's basically a teleport mechanic. So we're gonna like Brandon said, we're gonna get a lot more in depth. We're gonna have at least one video, if not two, this week, going in depth of a general discussion, initial thoughts kind of thing. We're gonna have we already have kind of a rough draft idea, and we've started writing out sort of the way we do our scripts for these type of things, and our new format for doing Unite content. So we actually have like a huge list of stuff that we're doing just for Hoopa. So we're going to be deep diving into this because obviously with my background, 10 plus years playing MOBA and, Diamond 2 jungler in League of Legends, I'm really excited about the map plays, obviously. So there'd be difference between organized play, like in a team format, just solo queue. And we're going to deep dive all the different, Doug and Brandon were having a great discussion last night in one of our PMC private chats about just that topic. So we're going to get into all that, and it's going to be great. So definitely stay tuned. Time to shout out that if you're looking forward to Hoopa, click that big red button that says subscribe and like the video to make sure that helps diversify the channel and get these videos out there for the YouTube algorithms. And obviously, if you subscribe, our videos will show up in your feed. And if you are subscribed already, hit the bell. That way, you get notified every time we put up new Pokemon content to the channel.
All right. So that's going to do it for the news. There's still so much going on in the whole grand scheme of things, but we're going to cut it at that. We're going to talk about some cards for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll just get right into it. We'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, and we're back. And we are ready to kind of talk about a game that we were never sure we were going to deep dive so hard into, right? And that's Pokemon TCG.
Yeah. Definitely. We've talked about it on the channel before. Like, I grew up, a lot of the PMC members grew up playing cards. Brandon was actually one of the few that didn't play a lot of TCGs growing up with us. So it's kind of fun to now, not with Unite, we knocked off his MOBA, and now with this, we're knocking off his TCG. Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
I only ever collected as a child. Like, I had a little binder, and I had spaces open for the Pokemon that I didn't have. Like, I've got the Pikachu and the Raichu, and then the Caterpie and the Butterfree, but not the Metapod. Like, I even left spaces open because I wanted to just collect the first 150. Like, I didn't care about playing it all. I probably actually threw my trainer cards away. Like,
It probably doesn't matter. Yep.
But yeah, it's playing the game now, older. I had all my life. I had some thoughts about the game. I always thought that it was kind of one-sided towards whoever won the coin flip or whoever set up their Pokemon first. And now that I'm playing, now that I finally dived in, there's so much to it, and it's not all about luck. It's not all about luck. There's a lot of
no. You build your own. There is luck, good and bad. It's definitely there, and there's RNG. That's kind of that's a staple of Pokemon that I don't think should ever go away. But yeah, a lot of the skill is building your own luck in the deck building phase. That is, like most card games, the deck building is such an important tactical step.
Yeah, it is. And so what we kind of wanted to do today was, because when we never started playing online because we thought that the process of building a collection and getting good cards would be A, expensive, B, time consuming, and C, frankly impossible. And
all three
It's so
Right.
absolutely not true. You know what I mean? Like if you are interested in playing this game after this podcast, go through these steps, download the game,
And
just start playing.
yeah, this is a beginner because like we're 2 months into the game. Like I said, I've got a lifelong experience of playing a bunch of different TCGs, but this is my first time actually playing this game. So we're all pretty new in terms of playing Pokemon TCG. We're all having fun with it. We're all still playing pretty regularly. It's kind of stuck like glue, and we didn't expect it, and the whole crew's having fun. But the big takeaway I would say is that this podcast episode in particular is for the
Yes.
beginners. You might hear us talk a couple of things that you might not understand if you're new, and that's fine. We'll get into that in future
Yeah,
episodes.
because we're expecting this to be more like staple content um in our
Yeah.
like in the
So
channel. Um
yeah.
so
So this is just going to be like a how-to of like if you want if you're interested, if you've liked the couple of I think we put 4, 5, 6 videos out now. I don't remember, but we put a handful of videos out on the channel, and it's gotten some decent feedback
yeah.
already. So if you're interested in like what is this that they're doing, like how do I get that looks fun. I want this is the
Yeah.
show for you. We're just gonna get started, and then in future episodes of either the podcast, extracurrics, whatever, we'll deep dive all sorts of stuff because this is going to be basically the introduction. Like Brandon said, this is a brand new uh, subcategory on the channel. This is not a one-time
Yeah.
deal.
So let's just get right into it. First and foremost, make a Pokemon Trainer Club account. If you don't have one, make one. If you have one, find out what your information is, write it down on a piece of paper. It's going to be super, super important. The
Mm-hmm.
Having a Trainer Club account will lock your card collection to the account, and a new version of the trading card game online is going to come out. It's going to be called Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. You will need a trainer account and your cards linked to it when the new game comes out to transfer what you have collected to the new game. It
Correct.
also having a trainer club account allows you to play in tournaments like regional, official, like in the world championships. If you end up going down that road, you need a trainer club account. So I'm on Pokemon's website right now. Um,
Yep.
I'm going to trading card game. I'm already logged in. I just go to Google and I type in Pokemon Trainer Club, and it'll take you right to the page to make an account. But what's really important is when you get into TCG and you get into your account. One second, let me get into my account. Once you get into your Trainer Club account, you will have specific settings for TCG, and you'll need to make yourself a screen name. And that screen name that you choose is what's going to be displayed on the game when you're playing other people, and that's also how your friends are going to find you. So if you come down here, Pokemon TCG online settings, and you can see right here my screen name is 0BLS. Social preferences open, you know what I mean? Whatever. So those are the first two steps to getting into this game: is make a trainer club account and go download the game. Obviously, you just download it from Pokemon's official website if you want to play. But yeah, that is literally step one. Now step two. Let me just pull up the game behind me. There we go. As you can see, brilliant stars. I got Charizard here in the background, looking good. Shaman. I'm even going to shrink us a little bit more. So what you're going to want to do first when you load up the game, you'll have the tutorial and stuff like that, and then you'll say, okay, how do I start collecting cards? The first thing you want to do is go to this play button here, hit Trainer Challenge, and what you're going to be doing is basically grinding out games against the computer, which sounds not fun, but it's pretty easy, right, Justin?
Really quick and easy, and Uh, you have to do it in order to get on the ladder. It's just one of those beginner grinding things. It's really simple. And if you've never played before, it'll give you a little bit of a taste of like kind of what the different colors can do. Excuse me, like the different bots will have different color icons, and that's like their different, Pokemon types. Um, and it'll go through the tutorials, and you just kind of do that. So what Brandon's talking about is when you'll see like underneath each bot, there'll be like the stars. Every time you beat that AI trainer with a different deck, you get a star. When you do it 4 times, you get a pack.
Yes.
So you do that's how you farm up packs early.
Yep. When you these 3 decks here that I'm clicking on, these are going to be your 3 starter decks, as well as a psychic deck. It's called Mental Might. It's terrible. Don't use it.
Don't play the deck. Don't play the water deck. Choose between either the fire or the electric. Those are the good ones in terms like. Can you make the purple deck work? Sure, but it's more work than it's more effort than it's worth. Can you make the deck work? Sure, but again, it's way more effort than it's worth. Just play the electric and the fire to get yourself going, earn some packs, unlock some cards. You get a bunch of coins, and then you can go into Brandon's next point, which is the theme deck meta.
Yep. So these 3 decks actually are part of the theme deck meta as well. You'll need to win 7 battles with each deck to take it online. And but more specifically, you'll need to beat 7 of these CPUs. So you'll have to take the Born of Fire deck, beat 7 of these 10 CPUs, and then they'll add more cards to it. So like you'll start with Growlithe, but you won't have Arcanine, and then you'll win like your 3rd battle, and then they'll put Arcanine cards in for it. So those decks will get buffed up, and once you've completed them, it takes 7 levels. Then you can take them onto the theme deck meta, which is where you're going to be spending a little bit more time. And like Justin said, play Born of Fire, play Crushing Current. I like Crushing Current. Justin also likes Crushing Current. Doug,
that's the one.
Doug likes Born of Fire. It's a good deck as well. I like that one too. But play this one, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hit the Versus button here under Trainer Challenge once you've completed one of those 2 decks. And basically what this is going to do, you go here and click Theme. It's going to put you into the pool against other pre-made decks that are not able to be edited. I own a bunch of them here, as you can see. I own maybe 15 to 20. And you can shop for them here with these coins over here. As you can see, I have 3,000 coins. I'm going to spend all of those on packs tonight. But the economy in the game actually reflects real life pretty well because, Brilliant Stars is out. Brilliant Star, like a pack costs 200 coins, and a deck costs 500. Well, packs in real life are $5, and decks in real life are like 12.5. So it actually the economy is like actually really, really great in this game, and you win coins like out the wazoo in this game. So go on the theme deck ladder. So finish one of those decks and then take it on the theme deck ladder until you have 500 coins. Right? And then what do we do after that, Justin?
Yeah, so when you have your 500 coins, you pick your deck that you want to start with. There are a couple that we're going to recommend here, but basically it's the top like 15 to 20 decks. And then if you keep scrolling all the way down, the rest of them are out of date, and the Pokemon ratio is way off in terms of the other trainer and supporters in the deck. It's just you're in an uphill battle kind of thing. But yeah, basically you're going to buy your theme deck and you're going to go from there. So I was fortunate enough to have my very favorite Pokemon in the game on the cover. So I picked up the Sceptile deck, obviously. It's the Leaf Charge deck. It's really, really fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I picked up other things like the Entei was really fun. And Doug picked up the Dreadnought and the Charizard deck at the top. And then obviously what we're going to talk about here is The number one deck that no matter what we have to recommend, which is Brandon's big boy
Yep.
Harpuya.
Yeah. So when you get enough coins, in my opinion, you should just go buy Soaring Storm. This is, in my opinion, by far
Yeah,
the best deck in the theme deck meta.
yeah, I can't agree more. I had to mention the sweet picks
Yes.
and then get around you to be able to talk about your boy. But yeah, it's Septile's
Yeah.
there, and he's
No,
decent.
you make a good
But
point though, because like everything, like I'm on here, anything under the Hydreigon deck here is like not very good.
it's just not.
Like this is just not good.
Yeah,
So yeah, you want to pick up this Dragonite deck. This, easily the best deck in the theme deck meta. You can get your Pokemon.
especially if you're just trying to grind wins for coins and prizes and stuff. That is the
Yeah,
easiest way to
which
do
you
it.
should be. Like your goal when you first pick up this game is just win, win, win as much as possible and get as many cards as possible. Winning is going to help you get cards. If you take the best deck, you're going to win. Well, I mean, you're not going to win, but your
Mhm.
chances of winning are a lot better because this deck is so fast compared to everything else in the theme deck meta. And the fun thing about theme decks is all these cards get added to your collection. So like you own these Dragonites for
Okay,
life.
so yeah, you want to talk about the difference between the locked cards, the little numbers at the
Yeah,
bottom?
yeah, I will. So if you go to collection here,
Perfect.
so we'll go to my collection, and I've got this Aegislash VMAX here. It's got this one in this little blue box. It means it's tradable. I could trade this to Justin if I wanted to.
Yeah, it's open for
Yes.
trade.
And then this APOM here, there's a 0 under the tradable, and then there's a 3 under the trade locked. So what that obviously means is I own 3 of this card, but it's locked to my account because I bought it with the free currency in the game. I don't know why that is. Like I don't know why they would
Correct.
trade lock anything. Like I don't see the benefit, but I don't know. Do you?
No, not necessarily, but again, I wasn't. It's a little odd.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, because Justin probably really wants these APOMs.
yeah,
But yeah, like if I can find a card that I have like okay, like this apple in here, I have 10 that I can trade because I opened them from packs that I bought in real life. And then one that's trade locked because it came from a pack that I bought in game, if that makes sense. So I have 11.
yeah. Or one that you won from just like leveling up in game or
Yes, yes.
something.
The only exception to this, and that's going to kind of bring us to like our next point. The only exception to the unlocking trades.
Okay, so yeah, let's
Yeah,
recap.
yeah.
So we've made an account, we've gotten into the game, we've gotten either the yellow or fire starter deck, gotten it, we beaten up the CPUs, we've ground them out, we've gotten some free packs, we've gotten coins, we've unlocked some decks to go onto the ladder, and then we picked up once we get enough coins, we pick up the Dragonite deck. And we grind that out on the ladder, and now we're sitting on coin. Maybe we picked up a couple other decks just for fun, whatever. So you're like, okay, I got a couple decks that I like, and I'm having fun on the ladder. But what else is there to do?
Well, this is the next thing that you're going to want to do. See these golden tickets here? These golden tickets, I have a lot
Oh,
because whatever. These are your money makers. These tickets right here. So these tickets allow you to play in events. And what these are is 3-round tournaments. And when I say tournament, it sounds intimidating and
it's not.
it's not.
It's just games in a row, and it's single round knockout. So if you lose, you're done.
Yeah.
That's it. You just win. So the only way you win the tournament is to win 3 games in a row. So it's actually kind of fun. It's pretty stress free. There's a timer on it. It'll ding you if you're waiting for the next round. It's pretty self explanatory. It walks you through the whole thing. Everybody on the PMC crew has won at least one, if not
Yeah.
more, tournaments. Single handedly. So it's actually really really fun. We all really
Yeah.
enjoy it. And biggest reason that you'd want to do it, not just for like, hey, I want a tournament, but win or lose, which is Brandon's main point here, win or lose, the prizes are amazing.
Yeah, and when you win, whenever you finish a match in a tournament, win or lose, like Justin said, you get a spin at the prize wheel, and the worst prize you can get is 25 coins. When you lose a game on the versus ladder, you can get nothing. But when you lose a game in tournament, you get at least 25 coins. So,
correct.
And if you win one game, you get even more. Like, you'll win the first game. Say you win the first game,
and you too, just by obviously we'll show you on the ladder. You know, we'll show you the track.
Yes, yeah.
You earn pretty frequently. So, like Brandon, how many do you have right now?
The bolts.
No, the tickets.
Oh, I got 60 tickets, man. I'm ready to play tournaments.
Yeah, same. I'm at 58.
Yeah, and like we play. We play a fair amount, but there's like no pressure to be good because like losing doesn't lose you much. Like winning wins you a lot.
No,
and you don't really lose anything except maybe 10 minutes if you lose a game.
Exactly. Which then you can just sit there and like a lot of times we're in the Discord, so we're just like, hey man, how's your deck going? Or we're just like, you know, shooting the stuff about, hey, did you see the Super Bowl and whatever.
I wish I didn't. So anyway. It was a good game. But yeah, like, and there's no versus ladder, so there's no pressure. Like, and the communication in this game is so minimal. So like, you don't have to go on there and like little Timmy's talking about like, you know, having relationships with your mom. You know what I mean? It's like you send smiley faces, and that's like the whole.
No, it's really fun. We're having a great time with it. So every like little season, it's like 2 weeks or whatever, the track will change and it'll give you new prizes. So like right now it's last time it was the Crammy, the Crammy V Max. This time it's Togekiss V and V Max. So it's actually, not only do you get chests and coins and tickets, you also get packs and you get those, you know, V's and V Max. So there's really no downside to just hopping on there and just kind of, that's what we're talking about with the Dragonite. You just grind those out and you'll get a bunch, and then you can start going in and you'll start building your own deck for the expanded and or standard ladder.
So like what you want to do is just continuously get coins and then keep buying theme decks for a while. Just get all the best ones, and we're gonna do a video on what the best ones are. We'll give you some suggestions now.
Definitely.
But we will do a video on like the best 10 until live comes out. But yeah. That's
actually one of the things on our to-do list, is have like a tier list sort of thing, so you guys, like a buying guide.
And then on top of like the track at the bottom, there's a daily track that resets every 24 hours, and they've got these mystery boxes, and they give you 25 coins minimum, I think, with coins, but they also give you tickets, they give you packs.
Every time you log in, every 5 days, it's a free pack.
I've actually...
The other ones are in once a day and once every 24 hours, and you get free coins, tickets, and packs.
I've actually pulled 375 coins out of a mystery box twice. So, like, that's more than halfway to a deck for just winning one game.
Yep. It's really, really nice. There are different, like, you level up the different colors. So like the more you play of a certain color online, so like if you play a bunch of fire deck in a row, your fire will level up and you'll get prizes. Like every time you'll get like a daily mission, like do 500 damage with fire type pokes, and then once you accomplish that, your prize might be a new pack or 50 coins or whatever. And on top of that, once you get to certain levels, every time you level up with that color, you'll get a special deck box, and then you get special card sleeves. Special.
I'm showing that off right now. I've got like the fire rewards. Like you can click on this. Like it shows my daily challenges. Put 7 psychic Pokemon into play. Put 7 fighting evolutions into play. And if you click on the fire icon, it'll show you like these are the prizes that I've won for leveling up. I got the coin, card sleeves, card box, and I think these are transferring over to live as well. Don't quote me though.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So yeah, there's just you basically just get on and play, and it just gives you all the rewards you could imagine. We're also going to have a probably not in this podcast, but we're going to go in depth into another buying guide, which is if we haven't talked about any real world currency yet, because in this game there is no transactions, there's no monetary transactions at all. So you have to go to third party. It's all legal, but we have to go to third party sites that sell digital codes for cards that you can or for packs that you can download, and then you basically either open the packs or you get into the trading system. That's going to be the last big thing on the docket today for the podcast. Is just kind of glancing over the trade button.
Yes, yeah. So let's hit the trade button really quick. Usually the most popular form of trade bait is whatever the most current set is. So right now, Brilliant Stars.
So yeah, Brandon, you want to explain to people kind of how the set rotation works? You mentioned the newest set, obviously, right now is Brilliant Stars. The last one is Fusion Strike. And what's the next one coming out? We got the next one in May.
May is Astral Radiance. Sounds kind of cool. So, yeah, so every 3 months there's a new set of Pokemon cards. You get an expansion. It's always 150. The list will be 250 cards, but there's alternate arts, secret rares, but it's all the same. Functionally, it's 150 cards, maybe.
A different or something. Or maybe whatever.
So what you'll want to do is you win those packs. Those golden tickets that I told you about, you can win packs if you win a tournament, and those packs are tradable. So everything you open in that pack you can trade, or you can trade the pack itself. What you'll want to do most of the time is just trade the pack itself, because your chances of pulling what you want are extremely low. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Extremely low.
Yeah.
Especially if you only have one pack. So what?
Yeah, we've been on the trade market for a month, and we've kind of all been doing a little bit of a different approach and kind of in our options at the end of the month, and kind of experiment to see kind of what's most efficient for your dollar. And just opening packs willy-nilly and hoping and praying is you're gonna get a lot of duplicates of stuff you don't need and want.
So as you can see here, I'm gonna open one up here. This person wants a secret rare Electro Power, or they want to give theirs away, but they want 18 Brilliant Stars packs. That's very steep. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You're never going to get that.
Yeah, there's a reason that these are expiring. It's just because they're bad trades. The good trades are way down the line. The ones that are expiring for a reason, just so you know.
Yeah. And like we said, we're going to have a deep dive video specifically with the trade market, because I, for one, I'm addicted to trading. It's so much fun, because if you do it right, you can spend very little real money and just make it last kind of forever. So basically there's a philosophy that my family goes by. If you ever go to a casino, you basically go in with a set amount as the money that you're going to spend on betting. And when that pool's gone, you're done. And you don't dip into your win. You keep your winnings separate from your betting money. So basically, if you keep that mentality, you can make a few packs stretch a long ways. You basically buy low, sell high, and we've been having a lot of fun. I've had a lot of really good. We all have, but I've been on there the most probably, and I've had really good experiences with kind of learning how the market works over the past month, and it's been pretty fun. So the project that we got going in terms of teaching you how to do that, it's gonna be really fun. And we're gonna get to the third party, market in terms of spending your real money, whether it's Potown Store or Card Cavern. We're gonna get into all that in another video. But for your beginners, this is where you're gonna go. So the best advice we can give is you're basically gonna build your own deck, and you're gonna turn the little toggle on to show. There'll be a toggle that says show cards that you don't own yet, and then you're going to build a deck based on what exists, So, like, if you want to put an Arcanine in your deck, you're going to type in Arcanine, and you're going to look at all the Arcanines that exist in the game, and you're going to pick the one or ones that you want.
Yes.
And then now you're going to start shopping for that. So you're going to acquire some packs for trading. You're going to go onto the market. You're going to create a trade, and you're going to start looking for those specific Arcanines. And again, it sounds like a lot right there for a new player, but once we get into the video, we're going to show you step by step everything, and we're really excited because I've gotten basically every V and V Max that I want or need right now. My collection's complete. I have all so right now I'm in the part where I just want a duel because I have everything that I want or need. So and it didn't take very long, and it didn't take very much money. So very, very pleased with the economy in this game. It's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, like
honestly.
If Justin really wanted, like Justin mentioned, he's spent a little on tradable packs, which is actually like an amazing, wonderful investment. But you could do it for free in not that much longer. You would just have to play more tournaments. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
So,
but yeah, I think this is a really good initial kind of deep dive. We didn't really talk about much of like the gameplay. Again, we talked about it, not really what it was for. We just want to encourage you, because we've had some people reach out to us already that have really seemed to like some of the card content we put out already. So hey, this is how you jump in. This is how you get into it. And now we're going to have links in the future. Once those videos come out, we can come back down and hopefully we'll, future Justin and Brandon will remember to put the links in the description and those links. Otherwise, you go to our TCG
playlist.
What's it called? Yeah. There you go. And check out all of our content over there.
So before we go, obviously, we'll recap a little bit. Make a Trainer Club account, download the game, grind out those free decks that you get, buy the Dragonite deck. What other decks would you recommend, Justin?
Obviously, there are two different Charizard decks that are really prevalent in the meta. So you could either fight fire with fire and buy one of those Charizard decks. They're both good. Or you do what we did early, which is buy a good water deck to counteract how many times you're going to fight a Charizard. Because you fight Charizard deck every other duel. So, Unseen Depths. With the Kyogre on the front, the Galarian Darmanitan, or the Dreadnought are three probably of the best water decks. The Blastoise is okay. The Swampert's okay. The Empoleon's whatever.
The Inteleon's not very
opinion,
good. There's no energy acceleration, which is a concept we'll talk about another day. But
yeah, it's pretty slow and standard. But yeah, those are my top three: either Dreadnought, Darmanitan, or Kyogre.
And then decks that I would suggest. The Rillaboom deck is really good, but you're going to run into the Charizard decks, which sucks because the Rillaboom deck mechanically works better than a lot of other ones. It's just a meta thing.
Yeah, other than the deck, the Rillaboom is probably the second best in the whole meta. Even better than Charizard. The only reason the Charizard decks are so prevalent is because A, Charizard's popular, B, he's got a fun mechanic to hit really hard in both decks. People like to just go fast and hit hard, big damage, right? Yeah, the Rillaboom deck is insanely good. I use some of the engines in that deck in even some of my competitive expanded format decks already. So there's some legit cards there. The Rillaboom, obviously Grass Leader here. I love the Rillaboom deck. I knew that you were going to talk about that, so I mentioned the water thing for the anti-Charizard.
And then the last deck that I would recommend is Laser Focus, which has Necrozma on it. It's got a Malamar engine to grab energies out of the discard pile, and he's going to be a really popular card for when you build your own Psychic deck in Play and Expanded. He's not legal in Standard, but amazing card to own. Highly recommend.
Yeah, he's a must-have for purple decks.
So I think that's going to do it, Justin. This was a fun episode.
This has been fun. I can't wait to do some of the content we talked about. Again, stay tuned. Coming this next week, the first thing on the docket will be the Unite content for both the Aegislash premiere and the Hoopa deep dive or deep dives. We have 3 different Hoopa videos planned. We just don't know how many we're going to get to this next week. But for sure, one of each. One Aegislash and one Hoopa is top of our priority list. So stay tuned for that. And then in the coming weeks in March, stay tuned for more of these TCG guides that we talked about, whether it be the trading guide, the buying guides of different kinds. Maybe it'll all be one video. We'll see.
So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Hope you guys are happy to see us again. We're happy to post again. We'll be seeing you guys next week. Until next time, I've been Zero.
And I'm Justin.
Class is dismissed.